Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
Hey, this is Dan Brzezowski. Welcome back to the No Comfort Zone podcast. I had a conversation with somebody recently about, who are you trying to target? Like, I really don't get this whole thing you're doing. And I don't know if I was being teased or not, but I don't think so because I could knock this guy out. Anyway, just kidding. So I kept thinking about that over and over again. Who am I going after? I know exactly who I'm going after, but I'm going to put this out there to you. Now, if you don't fall into this category, I still want you to listen. Hopefully you find my messages a little bit of motivation, a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of authenticity with some sincerity, and hopefully it'll help you to stay motivated or positive. That's my intention. That's my goal. Think about this person for a moment. Think about a guy who's roughly 30 years old. He's ambitious. He wants to be physically fit. He wants to be healthy. He wants to feel good about himself. He wants to be proud of the people that he surrounded himself with, including his family. He likes to work really hard. He likes to party just as hard. Family values are really important to him. And, life's just get good, and he's living it, and it's just getting better and taking a lot of things, on by storm. That's the guy who I'm going after. That is 100% it. Now, there's another guy too. There's another guy who got his teeth kicked in by reality. There's a guy who's completely broken. Guy lost everything. Guy lost all of his money. Lost his family. Doesn't live with his family anymore. There's that guy out there that actually had the job and now he's unemployable. And that person out there who just really wants to just get in physically fit, wants to be in good shape, and wants to be, just wants to be that confident guy maybe again, or maybe have it for the first time. That's the person I'm targeting. And here's the crazy part. There's another person I'm targeting too. So you got those two people. You got a guy who hasn't experienced anything. They're just hungry for their ambitions, their realities. They want it all. They want it now. They don't know anything. They don't have a clue. But boy, they just know they want to be successful. And they're going to go after it. And they're the ones that are headstrong and don't have a lot of knowledge or wisdom, but they just know they're going to do it. And they're going to push for it. They're going to do what they've been asked to do and then some. They're going to show up early. They're going to stay late. And they're going to be students of life. That's who I'm targeting too. And guess what? All three of those people, the first guy who's got it going on, he's already there. He's got some money and success. He's got the family. Things are going well. The guy who just can't seem to get his stuff together, the guy that wants it, he's ambitious and stuff, but kind of broken down, kind of beat up, chewed up, spit out, that guy. And the other guy who just doesn't have a clue but wants it all. They're all the same people, ladies and gentlemen. They're all the same people, because that person that was up and coming, that was me. That's the person I'm trying to help. Man, make the right decisions. It's not all about you. It's about that opportunity that you have to contribute to your family, to your society, to your employer, to your people, to whoever you serve. It's time to get out of that comfort zone where it's not about you anymore and start doing things on purpose for other people. I'm talking to you. And if you're that person that's at home, that's got the success, you got the watch, you're looking at it right now, you're listening to this podcast, and you know what, man, I just want to be a better version of myself. Choose to do so. Get the blueprint and go for it, because that blueprint will help you to become a better version of you. It's also for the person that's beaten up, broken down, and that's me too. Because after making a ton of bad decisions when I was on top of the world, yeah, my life got handed to me. And then, you know what? I didn't like it anymore. And because of my inability to cope with the reality, with the situations that I created for myself, I felt sorry for myself and played the role of a victim and decided in the end, you know what? I don't want to live this life anymore. It's too hard. I'm ready to quit. So I decided to check myself out. Then there's when I was younger and I had all the ambitions in the world. I had everything going my way and I listened to everybody and everything. And I wanted to be that next guy, the most successful guy. I wanted to be the king of real estate. I wanted to be Tony Robbins. I wanted to be Tom Hopkins. I wanted to be Les Brown. I wanted to be the best motivator on the planet, the greatest salesperson. And I didn't know how, what, or why I was going to do it. I just knew I was going to prove everybody in my past that I was right and they were wrong. I am someone special and I can make it happen. And I listened to the wrong people. I surrounded myself with the fast friends. I surrounded myself with people who weren't looking out for my best interest. I surrounded myself with people who told me I was great, when reality was, I needed a wake-up call back then. So when I'm asked, who am I focusing on? I'm focusing on all the stages of me, because I see myself in so many different people. And I look back and I'm like, man, if you just could slow down, man, and smell the roses. Man, if you realize that, you know what? It's okay to be in a depressed state, but you're not a depressed person. It's okay to have bad things happen. There's just a different way to cope. You know what? It's okay. It is okay to be you. And that's good enough. You know what? I hope this reaches you. And my intention is that you really, truly do decide to look outside of your comfort zone and realize that if you reach for greatness, and if you stay hungry for the outcome and you work your ass off, I firmly believe 100% you'll get there. Unfortunately, the three versions of myself, the first, the second, and the third I described, I see that in so many people right now, and it doesn't have to be. But on the same note, I've also helped people, and I've been a part of their lives. And if you're listening and you know I'm talking about you, it's a very, very sincere reality that you've made the right moves. You did work hard. You kept your eye on the prize. You knew how to cope with adversity, and you made it. And now you're in that position of power, that position of influence. And maybe, but this podcast goes out to a lot of people, but maybe you're one of those people that we cross paths with, and maybe you're in a position right now, and you're thinking to yourself, you know what, is this all there is? No, there's so much more. There is so much more. You've gotten this far. Now it's time for you to sit down and open up and be like, you know what? Now that I'm at this level and I've went over these challenges and I've conquered these problems and I'm a better version of myself right now and I have more and I am more and I came from nothing and now I'm something. What does that mean for the future? Because it's not over yet. See, I got to a point in my life and you start to think to yourself, you know what? I've made it. I've arrived. I can relax. I can let my guard down. I could drink to oblivion. I could have multiple relationships. I could spend like a wild man. I could take people for granted. And guess what? It's a very cold and very dark and lonely place. When all of a sudden, those chips of life that you've been playing get cashed in, and you're sitting there and you're alone. And it is a very cold and dark place, let me tell you. And you realize that, you know what, the only way that I'm going to get out of this is by starting to tell the truth to myself about who I really am as a man, about what I'm really put on this planet for. And now I'm going to have to start serving, because it's like a redemption. It's time for you to step way outside of your comfort zone. It's time for you to get a little bit more aggressive on your goals. It's time for you to become the ambitious version of yourself and realize, you know what? I'm going to crush it tomorrow. I'm going to go for it all. I'm going to put it all on the table, and I'm going to make my life work. It's going to work the way I want it to, because I am someone special and I do deserve more, and so do the people around me. This is that podcast, folks. So if you're listening to this and you fall into one of those categories, good. If you've got major problems right now, you're in crisis, fantastic. Now's the opportunity for you to make a transition. If you're the person who's comfortable and you're sitting on that lily pad of life, you're that frog in the middle of the pond thinking life's great, guess what? The water's heating up and that crocodile's coming. You're going to get it if you don't wake up and get out of your comfort zone and start realizing that you need to get out of there. You're too comfortable. And if you look back on your life and you could say, you know what? I got to a point in my life where I made a decision to contribute more to the people around me, and I did make a difference, and I was successful, and I was happy, and I had the things in life that I wanted. Congratulations to you. Now help bring somebody else up. Be that someone to somebody else. My reason for this podcast is simply for that reason. I want to contribute to society. I want to contribute to you, to your personal growth and development, to realize that, you know what, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And it's not another train. It's where the hero version of yourself is. And I used to say it, and for 10 years, for 10 really long, lonely years, I fought through that tunnel. I wish it was a train that would hit me. I was so miserable. But then I got to the end of it and I realized, you know what? It's my time. And as soon as I realized I was accountable for everything, every action, every decision, every situation in my life, it was 100% my responsibility. I quit crying like a little baby and realized that, you know what? I'm going to man up right now and I'm going to own it. And as soon as I owned it, the sun shined down on me. My reality changed. My opportunities changed. I made it. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to make it. Out of failure towards success. So, who's my listener? I don't know. I don't know who my people are. I have no idea. I just know if you're listening to this right now, and if you're at the end of your rope, hang on. Get out of your comfort zone. Quit bitching, whining, complaining. You are better off alive and well. If you're that person who's trying to decide right now if you matter, I'm telling you that you matter, and I do believe in you. Your kids believe in you, even though you might be in a bad spot. Your employer believes in you, and if you're done and if you're on to the next one, guess what? The opportunities in front of you are amazing. Consider it a gift you're unemployed right now. The holidays are coming. You don't know what you're going to do next. Have some faith. Have some faith in God. Have some faith in yourself. Have some faith that, you know what, the challenges that you face right now are put there for a reason so that you can conquer them and become a better version of yourself. Because the best version of yourself is going to happen at any moment. Get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at NoComfortZone1.
Bye.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.